Guys, welcome to another video. We are still in Vlogtober. Unfortunately, on this one I just couldn't make the video 10 minutes. It was just not possible. So I am starting on my pastry dough. I measured 8 cups of cake flour, and this is 500 grams of real butter. I froze it a little bit, and this is me struggling to grate it because I wanted to incorporate into the flour quick and easy. This is not my recipe. If you have been following me, I think this is the third recipe that I'm trying. The first one I got it right, but it was a lot of work, a lot that I don't want to do anymore. So I'm putting sugar and I'm adding salt into the flour mixture, and I have my iced water there and added a dash, about a tablespoon of vinegar. Then I'm going to start combining these ingredients together. So guys, I love pastry. I love puff pastry, but because I feel like with it you can do a lot, I'm trying to simplify it. I'm trying to find a method that it's simple, that I can just make like without any problems, and that does not require me to overwork myself, if I may put it that way. So the idea here is that the dough should not be, it should be crumbly. Like, this is the same method that you would use when you're making biscuits, cookies. This is how your batter should look like. So I am done with it, and I'm putting it into the fridge to chill. Then I'm going to start rolling it. If you have enough time, you can roll it about, roll it and fold it about 4 times, ne? So I have done this in the original method of puff pastry, and it came out so good in my first freezer meal cooking. And the second time around I did the croissant method, and it was also good, but it was too bready. So I found this recipe on Pinterest, and I'm trying it out. I tried it out since this is already done. What I would say is that this is a great recipe, but I would melt butter and put it and brush it every time I roll. Before I fold, I will brush it in between. I think it's going to be perfect in that way, because this one did not puff up the way I would have liked for it to puff up. So it's a perfect recipe, but I feel like it still needed a little more butter into it, because I'm trying to simplify the recipe or the method of making puff pastry. I will not fold it in with cold butter. I would rather melt the butter, let it cool a bit, and then brush it in between before I fold. I think it's gonna be perfect. That's how I am going to make it the next time. And this is a lot of work. If you don't love pastry that much, you don't need to do this, because after I'm done, like, my palms, like, but You know what? I get a lot of pies from just 8 cups. So for me, it's worth it. This is the pizza that I was making, the individual pizzas that I was making during the day. They are cool now, and I am going to package them and put them in a freezer. So I try to make a couple of different meals for my family and put them in a freezer so that they can have a variety. They don't get bored by the meals that I make, you know. So it's always interesting. I think it's always fun, and I love it when they look forward to breakfast or when they look forward to lunch, when they say, what are we gonna eat, like something like that. I love it. It makes me so happy. So this is the pizza done, and yeah, it it's delicious. Remember, this is the base that I used. You can use it with anything. You can even use ground beef and all of that. So try it, guys. This freezer meal thing, if you're a working mom, if you are busy, if you want to focus on other things, this is a way to go. This is me rolling it. The follow it's later in the night. That's me rolling it and folding it after I chilled the dough in the freezer in the fridge, not freezer, for about an hour or so. I am rolling it for the second time and folding it, and I'm going to put it in a fridge again. The correct method will be doing this 3 times or 4 times, but I'm going to let it sit in the fridge overnight because I am tired, guys. I'm not going to deal with it tonight. It's already late in the evening and I just had dinner. I'm not going to deal with it tonight. guys still watching up until this far, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support, for your love, for your kindness, and please continue watching the video up until the end. This is the following day now that I had let this rest in the fridge overnight, and now I'm going to start preparing it. Actually, it's in the afternoon, it's late in the afternoon. I think it's around 3. Yes, it's around 3 there. So it's only now that I am able to deal with it because I had other things to do in the morning. And I want to show you guys that it starts as rock solid, but as you work it like gently and ensuring that it does not lose that shape, that obviously it's not going to be perfect, but the shape must be at least still in a rectangular form or square form. That's how I like to keep it, but we are different. If you don't mind keeping it roughly, that's okay, but for me this ensures that I get enough out of this dough when I have completely rolled it. It's a labor of love. It needs patience. It needs you to love pastry. If you don't love pastry, you would not want to do this. When you are working with a puff pastry dough, you need to make sure that you are very gentle with it because you don't want to tear it. Remember, you have folded this so many times. You want those what do you call the puff to those steps, like those lines, because when you're folding it, you're creating those lines in a puff pastry. I don't know what to call them, but yeah. So you don't want to tear it, because then all your hard work will be wasted. You know, you want to keep it in a way that you don't have to. You can't if you're gonna have to refold it again. That's just not, doesn't make sense. So rather be gentle with it and make sure that you don't end up damaging your dough. So this is a mixture, the ground beef that I cooked the other day, and I cooked some egg and put it in there, and I added cheddar cheese to the mixture. This is going to be my filling. This is actually a burrito filling. If you have seen my previous videos, you will realize that you will see the burritos I make. Sorry, I make burritos with this filling, guys. This is so delicious. I think even if you are making, even if you can just use this normal rolls, bread rolls, and stuff these inside, and I think it's gonna be a great lunch. So that's what I'm using, and I'm applying egg wash on the side so that we can ensure that when I close it off, it does not open, it does not pop out and create a mess. We want it clean. um it came out okay, guys, but I'm not happy with it. I feel like I still wanted it to puff up a little bit more, but like I'm saying, I'm trying to find a recipe that is going to be the one that I can modify, try, test it over and over again, to the point where I can say, okay, this is my go-to puff pastry recipe, and be confident and comfortable with it enough to know that it will not go wrong. So I've been trying a couple of them, except the original, the one that we know that a cold butter needs to be folded into the dough. That's a lot of work, guys. I don't think I want to deal with that. And this is how they came out. Yeah, and it's delicious, it's perfect, it was delicious, guys, but I still wanted it to puff up a little bit more.